I really wanted to do an intro about how many t-shirts I have. I always wanted to be a person who had a lot of t-shirts. I have a lot of t-shirts. This is a Matthew Gray Gubler original. Here's this one. Got it in a small, it's very packed in here. But I have a lot of shirts, a lot of t-shirts. Arguably one of the greatest movies ever made. I do say arguably because you probably want to argue with me about it, but this one says, crying is my superpower. Kind of true. Authentic crying. I do want to say that. I have a lot of, I go to a lot of concerts. I have a lot of t-shirts.
Kirsten's Agenda is the name of my show. It's a way to make art and learn stuff and grow. There will be lots of segments and maybe some guests. 10 minutes of deep breath, that is my quest. Opening up is a really good place to start. Kirsten's Agenda.
Talking to Nithya, Raman. I know. You don't think I know? I know. I like Ray for LA a lot. I think she would be great. And I feel like we're at a place in Los Angeles where now we just have to vote for somebody who's going to get in to the primary and challenge Mayor Bass so that we have two closer to progressives that can win. Other people have said that better than me. But maybe you're hearing it from me. I'm not saying you shouldn't vote for Ray. If it was up to me, we would all vote for Ray. I don't think that Nithya is a bad choice. I think I'm frustrated that she came into the race late. I know that people who go to the city council meetings have been frustrated with some of her behavior. What I can tell you is that I really liked the discourse I had with her people, where I was like, I don't even know if I'm voting for her, but these are the questions I would ask, whatever. And I like that she was open about that. I like people that are open. And, you know, we can get on someone's case, but also we got to show up too. This is our new life. Our old life was daddy government is taking care of it over there. And we somehow thought that government was like nature. Like it composts itself. It does, and we can just trust that no, government is like children you have to watch. You don't have to watch them a lot, or maybe, but you got to check in. Like, you're doing the thing you said, right? They're like teenagers. You know what I mean? The government officials are like surly teenagers in their room. I don't like the word servant, but they're civil servants, and their paychecks come from us. So we all have to do better, and this is our new normal. This is our new normal. This is our new normal, right? Lucian knows it. We have Nithya here running for mayor of Los Angeles. Thank you so much for spending time. I know that don't worry, the room is not on fire. I just light incense right here because I don't know, I'm in stimulus overload. So
I love that. I actually noticed the
there's a lot.
Smoke, the smoke coming. I noticed yeah, I love it.
Why are you wanting to possibly leave city council to go be mayor? And for those of us that, like I said, are just getting used to wait, we have a city council and we've got a charter and we have a mayor, and what's the difference and what do you think you bring to the table of the mayoring?
Well, so thank you so much, first of all, for having me and for being engaged on local politics. Obviously, I think local politics are really important. So I'm just grateful that people are paying attention and people are getting involved and getting engaged. It's really exciting, and you're doing an incredible public service to Los Angeles. So thank you very much.
I'm trying to teach myself, so my pleasure. Yeah.
No, it's great. And, I'm running because the mayor here in Los Angeles, we have a weaker mayor system than in other cities. Okay. But our mayor has a lot of powers here in Los Angeles. Our mayor has the ability to hire and fire every department head, has the ability to set those departments' priorities, has the ability to hold those departments accountable for outcomes, and really ensure that if they're not meeting those outcomes, that the leadership has changed and that the departments are changing and they're functioning. It's a huge power that was given to the mayor's office in the last charter reform process. And to me, at this moment, one that this mayor is not utilizing to move our city in the right direction.
And so what would you do with that to move it in the right direction?
I really care about a lot of issues in LA, right? I feel like a lot of people are feeling very hopeless right now in Los Angeles, right? People are feeling like the city is moving in the wrong direction. And I think a lot of that is driven by the very high cost of housing here that is driving families out of the city and our ongoing homelessness crisis. And both of these are things that would benefit from significant intervention by the mayor to ensure that we're protecting renters, building more of the housing that we need, and addressing homelessness with accountability and results. And we can do all of that if we have a mayor's office that is pushing as hard as it can to get those results. In this city, which is so progressive in many ways, which is so full of immigrants, so many people here are immigrants to America, immigrants to LA. This is a city that seems to represent everything that is the opposite of MAGA. And yet, this person is polling, competitively. He and I are neck and neck, and has a good chance of getting into the runoff. And the question is, why is that? And the reason is because people have real frustrations with the way that the city is being run right now. We cannot sit here and say, this is okay and this is all that we deserve. Like, I really believe that we can do so much better. We have to acknowledge the fact that our city is not doing good enough at addressing these issues and point a pathway towards doing better. And I know we can do better. We have to have real leadership at City Hall to push us in the right direction. I don't feel like our current incumbent mayor has that, and that is why I'm running. But I think anything that you do in this role has to acknowledge the fact that there's real frustrations out there.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that the people who want probably someone just like before, a MAGA Republican to win, or someone who has a really contracted view of the world, or forgets that they have a really contracted view of the world and is really interested in making sure that they don't pay extra taxes and they have some sort of pipe dream that they're not going to have to because they have a lot of money. So we have to take control of our city and they're as people, as opposed to listening to the loud noises that say like, let's try to trick us all into thinking that somebody who lets the rich people not pay taxes is going to do better. Like, we need to do better in things like our streets, our libraries, our public service, our parks,
yes,
our parks, our public transit, our homelessness, yes, the things that affect people on the day to day.
And to me, like, I'm a progressive, I'm a proud progressive, right? But if the government is not delivering on progressive outcomes, if we are saying to people, tax yourselves to address homelessness, and then we don't deliver results on the streets, people will turn away from that progressive view and will turn towards a more carceral, police-focused approach to those issues. We saw that in the last DA election when people turned away from a progressive DA, George Gascon, and elected in LA County a Republican, Nathan Hochman, to be our district attorney because they were so frustrated with the way that things were going.
Because you're in a fairly moderate district, I'm assuming you have to tussle with both super progressive people and super moderate people, and you have to work with those people. And now you have done this. Now, the fear that I have is that sometimes maybe our incumbent, what I think has happened is super progressive, but then has to tussle with the centrist and then gets more and more and more, toward that way because it's just the easier way. What is your way of working with people that disagree with you?
I think you have to bring people to the table, but you do have to hold on to your values. And to me, on a lot of the issues that people are dealing with, maybe building more housing is slightly different because it's either you build it or you don't, right? Or maybe even there's a middle path. But I think there's a way to bring people to the table and to say, you want the same outcomes as I do. We all want the same outcomes. We want a more affordable city. We want a city where homelessness is addressed. What does it matter if we're doing it by arresting people or if we're doing it by housing people, as long as the impacts are the same? Yeah. And that I feel like is what we've tried to do in the district over and over again. When people are saying, oh, there's an encampment, we're out there, we're addressing it. We're offering housing, shelter, services to those people. And our approach has been effective in addressing those challenges, so much so that LAPD, when they get calls about an encampment, will actually reach out to us so that we can go out and do our work first. We're actually reducing police involvement with some of these vulnerable people on the streets by actually going and offering this version of services first, right? And that, I think, is, to me, that's the best outcome that you can have, especially in a city where, at least till a few years ago, a third of all incidents of police violence happen between LAPD and people experiencing homelessness.
I have one more question. Can you tell me, and there's no wrong answer, you can change your mind just today, just for today. If you were to think about what's your favorite concert you've ever been to, just today. If later on you're like, oh, wait, it was actually this one. So you can't get the answer wrong. But right now, if you think on the top of your head, I went to see this concert and it was my favorite one.
Okay.
It's high if two of them come up.
Yes. So I took my kids to see Beck at the Hollywood Bowl. And I thought it was great. It was one of their, I think it might have been their first concert. It may have been their first night concert. I have 10-year-old twins.
Ooh.
And I think that was last year or the year before. I can't remember. But I do remember going to that concert and thinking to myself, this is really special.
Especially the Hollywood Bowl. I mean,
oh, the bowl is amazing. It's in my district. It's just like such an incredible space and unusual and stunning. And yeah.
I liked that talk I had with her. And you guys get to see bits of it, and the good bits, but there was a lot of good bits. I mean, the whole thing was good bits. Here's the thing. I see myself as I'm good at picking up radio stations. I call them radio stations of people. Like I've got a good spidey sense, I think. My spidey sense is saying like, good egg. I don't mean to call people eggs, but when you think about it, we all were that, all of us. Well, I saw her reflecting the question. I saw her take in information and metabolize it and give an answer. And that looked authentic to me. It lightens my heart that we have worthy people in Los Angeles willing to take the brunt of whatever problems come our way. That's all. I feel like there should be like a sign off. Coming to you locally, a fellow Los Angelino, Kirsten, and these guys. Oh, we got a new employee. Bilbo.